Okay, welcome to Sunday Shop Talk, and today I thought I'd share with you some new little gadgets that I've found on Banggood. You know how I love my gadgets, and I really love shopping on Banggood. It's quite cool, not too expensive, just really good time-saving ideas. And one of them is this mega fence that I've made, mitre fence, with adjustable fixed stops, what I was after for my bandsaw here. The mitre fence that you get with the Felder saw is pretty crap, to be honest, and very difficult to set any kind of angles. So I had to adapt this, and I'll take you through how I did it. It's a bit Heath Robinson, but it is working really well. So let's have a look. Okay, so the first thing is this little trimmer, little edge trimmer, really cool. I got this for trimming marmoleum, so you can see it's really, really good. Let's see if you can see the edge there. I badly glued that on purpose so we can see how quick it can get it off. And if you look here, that was one pull. And if you look down there, it's really good. Right on the edge, straight away, one pull. Really quick, less messy than the router for small trimming because you don't get bits flying everywhere. So I'll put a link into that, but it's really good, really, really good, that. The next thing is I'm working on some circle tables again. You've seen the small green one I made a long while ago. And I found a marking gauge for marking circles, which I've never seen before. So you're all familiar with this kind of thing. But if it's a small circle, it's okay. But it can rock a bit and it's not so easy. And these Veritas ones, for marking, really good, but they're quite expensive. And then I spotted this on Banggood. So you've got the kind of Veritas cutter on that end, and it's really, really sharp, really good little wheel. But the other side, you have little rollers and an adjustable, you've got a spike, or it comes with a pen, so you can mark it with ink. And it's really good for working on inside and outside curves. With the two wheels, it's really stable. For marking, hard to see on there, get the pen. Also comes with this pen, biro pen, which is good. So let's put that in. So you can set your pen height with this. And if you want to mark on a curve, whether it be the inside or outside radius, so this is the inside radius. So really good with these two wheels. So if you don't already have one of these kind of things, Veritas type thing, that's on the back. You can put that there, set your distances for scribing or marking with the pen or the point. So that's a good little gadget, and it's not that expensive compared to what it can do for doing the circles, but really good when I was doing my inlays on the table, which you'll see some builds coming later. So I really like that. The next little thing I spotted was these kind of micro chisels. They're really cool. They're absolutely super sharp. And if you're looking for, just cleaning up real small areas, they go right down to a tiny point there. I mean, they're not expensive. I'm not sure, as always, how long these blades are going to last, whether it can be sharpened easily. But just a handy little pack to have for fiddly corners. Even when you're doing a little bow tie, sometimes you get that bit stuck, and this is really small, just with less pressure than a chisel. So that's cool. And then this, which is really cool, a mitre gauge with some fixed angles, and it is really well made. Now, I'm not sure what to do because it doesn't quite fit on my bandsaw, which is what I wanted it for. So I'm probably going to machine this down, which I'll show you in a minute. I've come up with an idea of bolting it to some wood and just machining the wood down in the sander, actually, just to remove some material here. And the last thing today, if you were watching my tests on the mitre joints, this is the little scale that I bought, which I ordered from Banggood. I'll put links in the description. It's really good. The zeroing and the memory, the hold isn't so great. What you notice is if you're using a hold, if you stop for too long with the hold on, when you're under any pressure, it remembers that point. It doesn't seem to remember you know, if you stop for too long mid-pull or mid-way, that is where it seems to lock its hold position. And then if you carry on adding weight, it wouldn't change. So the hold's a bit dodgy, but other than that, it's a really cool unit. So I'm going to work on this little mitre gauge because I'm going to try and adapt it to fit on my bandsaw, because I think it'd be really handy on the bandsaw to have these fixed angles. It'd be really useful. This is the Felder gauge. It's okay for doing 90s, but it's pretty useless after that, and it's quite small. Whereas if you could imagine something like this on here, it would be really good, really safe and easy. So I'm going to take this to bits, try and reduce it on the sander, see how we get on. Okay, so my plan is just to screw this down onto the stick and then really slowly run it through on the sander, because we obviously know it's flat. Just going to run that through until we get it down to the correct size, which is, so on a Felder, look at their one. Now the good thing about this new one, the New Technologies one, is that it does have some adjustments similar to the Festool, where you can adjust it tight on the slot. But if we look here, we're looking for 15mm. So 15mm, that is. So we've got to remove about 4mm we've got to remove. Okay, so it's working pretty well. Definitely completely flat, but it's getting hot. So I've put it on here on a little block to stop it melting the rubber belt on the sander, because that would be a bit of a nightmare. But it's definitely working. So I don't know what we're down to in terms of millimeters. It's getting hot, unfortunately. So 17, still got a couple of mil to go. That's really good, actually. That's really nice. It is actually higher as well. So I'm going to measure that. I need to take, I've got to take 4mm off that now. That's going to take quite a lot of passes because it gets really, really hot. So again, I'll put it on the sled because it does get hot, and I'll just do it in multiple passes over the course of about an hour, because it really, really heats up. Okay, so I've made this little jig to reduce the height of it, just to keep it level and flat. There's not really much to screw it down to. It's getting incredibly hot on each pass, so I'm leaving it about 10 minutes on each pass while I'm doing other things and coming back. And I'm getting there, it's nearly there. I think it's going to work. It's going to work. It's just a couple of mil over. Okay, so on and off for the morning I've been doing this, and it's now in there. It's got quite thin, and I'm just hoping there's enough thread to actually... So the only issue could be, is it thick enough to get the screws in on the bottom? Okay, let's give it a try. I've got the 2020 profile and the Festool old track saw stop. So because the mitre rail doesn't actually have any slot, you do need some additional support if you were using a great big piece. But that has cut an absolutely brilliant mitre. So if you're looking at cutting like real high mitres where you couldn't do on your table saw, real big thickness, it's absolutely brilliant. You've got this lock here and then notches for each of the main angles. Let's lock it down. and you've got this big pull there. So this is some 2020 rail which I bought on Banggood. I'll put a link in the description. This is an old Festool stop that I had with an MFT, and I've just put a little T-nut on there, you can see, and that slips in, locks down. That's really good. A bit of a flip stop. This is a meter. Obviously that's quite long, but you could cut this to any size, and it's quite handy having a meter for the odd bit. Okay, that's it for this week's Sunday Shop Talk. I'm still running my Maker Central competition on my Instagram account, so you need to follow Manor Wood Designs, you need to like the post. I'll put a link in the description, and you need to tag 2 friends on 2 separate comments, please. The winner will get a pair of tickets for Maker Central, and I'm also getting some t-shirts made, which I should have in a couple of weeks, so I'll throw in a couple of those as well. Thanks so much to all of you for watching as always. Special thanks to my Patreons, really kind of you, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.